Shalom Aleichem, talking to you here from Perth, Western Australia. On Rosh Hashanah, we read the story of the Akedah, second day, and one of the weird things about the laning of the Akedah is the last portion of it, right at the end. Maftir in this week's parasha, which we read as the last aliyah on second day Rosh Hashanah. Vayich acharei advarim ha'eleh, vayugad la'Avraham le'emor, hine yoldo milkal gam hi bonim lenochar rechicha. Your brother has had some children. There's Utz b'choyroi, there's Butz achiv, there's Kmuel aviaram, there's Keser, there's Chazoi, there's Pildosh, there's Idlof, there's Besuel, all these children. Uvesuel yolad es Rivka, Besuel has Rivka. Shmoyne yoldo milkal lenochar rechicha. Avraham Milka has these 8 children for Nachor. Ufilag shoy shmoch ru'ma. Matila gam hi es Tevach, there's Gachem, there's Tachash, there's Macha. He has a concubine, Ru'uma, and she has also 4 children. So I was standing on the bima, and somebody asked me, what's the point of all of this? Why is this in the Torah? And why is this something that we read on Rosh Hashanah? This was asked to me on the bima on Rosh Hashanah, and it's a good question. So I've been thinking about it a lot. I did a bit of research, I looked into it, and Rav Soloveitchik has a very interesting take on it. Rav Soloveitchik writes that the reason that these people are mentioned, the sons of Nachor, are in the Torah and in the story of the Akedah for a very important reason, is that Avram had to compare himself to his brother. He struggled to have one son. He struggled to have another son. He had Ishmael, he had Yitzchak. It was hard for him. And then Hashem goes and asks him to make the Akedah, to sacrifice his son, to give up all the things that he's striving for. Not only that, he looks across the road, he looks to his brother, to what he has around him. His brother has 12 kids, no problem. There's no nisa in there, there's no issue, there's no problems. Everything is going smoothly for him. He gets married, he has kids, he takes a concubine, he has more kids. He's got 12 kids, his brother. And Avram's got none. Says Rav Soloveitchik that is part of the Nisayon of Avraham Avinu. It's part of the test that was given to him by the Akedah. That still, even though compared to his brother, that he strived so hard and he davened so hard and all he wanted was this one son, and he still was willing to give him up for Hashem. And I think that in our lives we spend a lot of time looking at what other people have. We spend a lot of time comparing ourselves to others, whether it's financially, whether it's with our houses and our cars, or the things that we have, whether it's the jobs that we have, even the places that we live. Baruch Hashem, right now I'm in a good situation when it comes to COVID, and I know that you're not, and many other people are looking at each other, being maybe envious of different situations. Those things have the ability to drive us away from Hashem, and we can allow those things to consume us to such an extent that we lose track and we lose thought of who we really are and what we're really supposed to be doing. And it can cloud our judgment to the extent that we stop serving Hashem and we only serve ourselves, really. We only serve this end and this goal that we want to achieve of parity with someone else in comparison to other people, or maybe even one-upmanship. We're trying to keep up with the Joneses all the time. We notice what other people have, and we want that as well for ourselves. Whereas Avraham Avinu gives us the example in this week's parasha, that even though it was hard for him, and even though he'd really davened and he was really, he must have been so down and so depressed about the fact that he didn't have children. We read it in last week's parasha about when he's talking about the Yerusha, who's going to get me? Hine ben beisi Yerusha, whoever's working for me, Damasek Eliezer, he's going to have the inheritance, he says to Hashem. And that's fine, he made his peace with it, but you can feel the pain of Avraham Avinu in that conversation with Hashem. And on top of that, says Rav Soloveitchik, he compares himself to his brother. He look at his brother with 12 kids, no problems, everything is going smoothly, ostensibly smoothly in his life. And Avraham Avinu has to fight for everything, and he has to strive for everything, and he has to leave his father's house, and he has to go here, and he has to endure his 10 nisyonos. That is an addition, an exacerbation of that 10th nisayon. That he had to see his brother succeed, and while he wasn't. But the greatness of Avraham Avinu is that he's able to overcome that. And Masa Avasim Labanim, that is us right now. That is us when we look in our lives and we look at other people, what they have, what we have, and we compare ourselves. We've got to really focus on what we're able to do. Don't focus on things which are really meaningless and things which don't serve us in a good way and don't help us achieve and drive us away really from Hashem. We have to be able to fulfill the will of Hashem, the ideas that Hashem puts into our heads and the potential that Hashem has given us. And we can't allow comparisons with other people to bring us down. So Hashem should give us strength, He should give us Hatzlacha, and most of all, He should give the whole world Refuah Shalema, and we should be able to come out of this strong, with strong Emunah, strong Bitachon, and to fulfill and pass all of the Nisyonos that are put in front of us, just like our father Avraham Avinu did. Masa Avasim Labanim, he's our example, and Hashem should give us the strength to be like him. Have a good Shabbos.